Hey guys, Doug here, and in this video what I'm going to be doing is ignoring my phone and working on this 820. This is for the Rally V2. This is a Peerless 820 040. It shares the same gears as the 016. The final drive, the sixth gear is 0.61 to 1, so for every 0.61 turns that the engine makes, that gear is going to be spinning one time. Yeah, or the rear wheels, something like that. Either way, it's the fastest transaxle that is made. A lot of people look for this. For the reverse, it's 2 to 1, so it's not super fast. But anyways, I want to do three different things. I want to take this apart, clean it all out. I need to figure out what size the O-rings are inside here for the axle seals, because I think that they need replaced. And I want to lock it, and the way I'm going to do that is a fuzzy lock, which is pretty easy. And I'll get a video of it, and so all you other guys can see it. It should not break as much. The one good thing about an 820 is that the rear gear, the bull gear, the spider gears are fully contained inside of it for the differential action. So, without further ado, I'm going to crack this open. This has a rubber gasket seal all the way around it, so it's going to be pretty hard to pry open, I'm sure. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 bolts in it. So I need to make sure that I take out and remove all of it. Luckily, this doesn't look like total shit. I don't know if the guy I bought it off of cleaned it up or not, but nothing looks too rusty other than the axles, and that actually happened after I bought it, because I left it outside. So, for some reason this bolt inside there is larger, so I'm going to have to grab another socket. And reach over here. That should work. These are all 9/16 all the way around the case. You don't want to put a ton of force on this when you take it apart either. Oh, I'm also going to be changing the reverse chain on it too. You might be able to see right here, I have like an egg carton thingy. That is just so I can remember where I'm putting or took out the parts. So that one goes right here. You're wondering, Doug, why aren't you using a ratchet? Well, I have a ratchet, I just don't want to use it. I want to make this as complicated as I possibly can. So I'm using whatever the hell this thing's called. And it's working pretty well, actually. Doesn't look like my egg carton's going to have enough holes. It'll be short. Double that one up. One thing that I should have done, I realize it's going to move around a bunch. Get this up. Stick a towel under it just so it doesn't scratch the hell out of the bottom. because I'd rather scratch the hell out of it on the trails instead of on my bench. I don't believe if I mentioned or not, but I'm going to be converting this into gear oil while I am at it, which is part of the reason why I want to replace those axle seals, because I can't remember. I bought two 820s. This is the first one that I bought, and I can't remember which one had a leaky seal on it. And if it's leaking while there's grease in it, obviously it's going to leak a ton with gear oil in it, even though gear oil is thick. And if you were wondering why I want to use gear oil, that is simply because it gets better lubrication at speed. This isn't going to be going super fast, but I would rather be able to easily take and fill it up with gear oil, because as you may have seen in my Peerless or Rally V1 videos, the 206 actually has a leak in it, and it's a lot easier to refill oil than it is to fill grease, because with grease either you have to add a fitting and somehow pump in extremely heavy duty grease, or you have to take it apart and repack it. And grease at speed flings off of the everything. I've never had one of these apart, an 820. This is the first time I've ever gotten one, so I'm hoping that I don't completely fuck it up, especially since I want to have the Rally V2 finished by August 10th, I believe, sometime around there. Oh, I almost had that one. I got it. Ooh, that's some nasty shit on there. I'll put that right there, I guess. Alright, so it's all apart. Obviously, it's not coming apart very easy. Oh. There's nothing to grab onto on this side. Okay, it feels like it's about to come apart. Something's attached to something still. Oh, I know what it is. It's this shifter, I believe. So let's just take that off right quick. Stick that right there. That's not a flathead. This flathead. There we go. Maybe. There it goes. Oh, shit. Ooh, that's some gnarly looking shit. this, I don't know if you can see that real well or not, hold up the camera, is a bentonite. And you can see how it's like spattered and stuff like that, and that's from it going fast. That is grease being flung all over the place. And it's actually, I don't know if that's oil from the grease separating. I don't know, I keep on calling gear oil, or water. So let's touch it real quick. Looks like it's just separated. But anyways, this is what it looks like. Wish I knew where my snap ring pliers were. I could grab them, but I don't know. I'm looking inside. There's a bunch of dirt in it because of the cover being flipped over. I don't see too much though in terms of shavings, although it's hard to tell. Don't lose this. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's a tiny little ball and a spring. That is the shift indicator, which slides in and out of here. So you kind of want to have that. So if you have a thing like that, an egg carton. Everybody has egg cartons. Why wouldn't you have an egg carton? What's wrong with you? While I'm at it, I guess I will get the correct socket. It's a good thing that I have my toolbox right next to me. I don't have to go very far to retrieve stuff because I can't remember to bring it with me initially. So, what was that? I can't even remember what it was now. That was ½ inch for the bolts all the way around the case, 9/16 for the middle bolt, and 7/16 for the shifter nut, retainer, bolt nut, whatever, and it's 3/8 for the caliper bolts. Sorry this is taking so long. Here's the caliper. Basically, all it is, I don't know if you can see this real well. Let me just look at this real quick. Okay, so here is the brake caliper. This is the brake pad. All it is this little puck. These things are extremely expensive and they're extremely crappy. This one doesn't look too bad. If you have an older one, they'll be really scraped up. But flip it over, another piece comes out. This is the backer plate, steel. It's the same size as your puck. And behind it there's these two little push thingies. And what happens is because of the shape of the, I don't know what you call that, just brake lever I guess. I don't know if you can see or not, but inside there's a pin right here, which comes through. And what happens is, see if I can do this without losing all the nuts, or bolts, not like it matters. As you can see, when the lever goes forward, it pushes those in, which pushes on the backer plate, and then on the puck, and then pushes it against the rotor here, which is just steel. So that's how a brake operates, and that's why you should get rid of them. Or something I've never attempted was to take, if you have new pads that you're never going to use, like if you had bought an extra pair for your car and never used it, got rid of the car, whatever, or if you have car pads that you replaced and one still has, you know, a good amount. I'd say this is over 1/4 of an inch. So if you have pads like that, I had actually gotten some from Auto one time, and I was going to attempt to cut a chunk out about that size, and I use it, but I never did. And I sent some to Sean or Lapavoni Mac, as you may know him, and he never did anything with them either. Just kind of a shame because I was going to use him as my guinea pig. But anyways, here it is, pulled apart. Let me get this stupid thing out of the way, maybe. No. And let's pull the rear out, because this is what I want to focus on. This thing is heavy, holy shit. This is like all the weight of the trans. But you have a bearing down here, bearing right here. One thing that I noticed right now is that this is extremely clean. This is dirty, so something in here wasn't sealing right. So obviously this was the one that needed to have a seal replaced. If grease is getting in here and this wasn't put in initially, that means that if I put gear oil in here and it starts to turn around, it's just going to go right out past the bearing or whatever. I did get gasket maker, Permatex. I used Ultra Black before. They actually make a gear oil stuff made to resist 80W90. So I got that to go around the case. Hopefully I won't use as much as I did last time, and I'll follow the proper procedure. There's actually little raised indents all the way around here, which is actually pretty cool, where you would put your RTV. So I think I'm going to call that it for this video. I'm going to put up another part here later. It's going to be me taking this out, cleaning it up a little bit, and taking it apart and locking it. So thanks for watching, and look forward to my new video, and I will talk to everybody later.